Hey guys, this is Hawkeyes from the Crypto Guru channel. This is our first video, and today I'm just gonna go briefly explain who we are, what we do, and how we could actually help everyone that conveniently looks at the channel. So we are a group of engineers, finance experts, and investors that all put aside our day jobs and actually worked on creating us robots for cryptocurrencies. So what happens is we've been working on it since last year, and by January of this year, we actually perfected a user interface, which we now publish to Telegraph with buy and sell signals. So right now, I want to take up time to show you what our signals actually done. And right here, I labeled all our buy and sell signals for the 1 hour that our robot's been telling us what to do. So what the robot actually does is it uses AI and it predicts future trends and markets with selective buy and sell suggestions. So what's more important is right here, what I'm trying to show you, um, which is which when I was making the video and I didn't expect it. So we put it in order right here, most of us, and we let it rose, and then it told us a sell signal right here. So we were expecting, another consolidation, but the bot predicted it's a very interesting sell-off point right here, and it actually rippled into the higher time frames. So believe it or not, the bot actually saved our asses right here. So I just want to go back to where we start labeling where we were buying and selling. So the hardest part for any crypto investors are the buying and the selling, knowing when the market actually stopped from actually going all the way down. Like right here, people were actually buying right here, and they thought it was going to go bounce up right here, and they're completely right because look, this is on a fib channel, and some people expected it with their technical analysis to go all the way back to right here, but we didn't even see that. See, it just fell back down. So this is so I was going to label certain buy points here, but it's more important to show where it actually told us where to buy. So I'm going to zoom in right here. Right right on this bar, right at the bottom. Like that's when it opened right here. It gave us a very good buy signal, and we bought it, and we rode the wave, and we sold right here. So, and it's been doing this is just the 1 hour, and there's three different strategies that we use. We use the 5, 15, and 1 hour. The 5 minutes for like beginners, and the swing traders and more advanced users use the 15 and 1 hour. But it's important because the 5 minute leads to the 15 and to the hour. So if you get a sell signal from the 5, expect the 15 and then the 1 hour to follow. That's how these things work. So let's go through. So it was a few buys, a few sells. So let's measure some of the percentage we got. So right here we got 26% in just a few hours. So that's how many bars? That's 8 bars for 26%, and we knew exactly when to sell right before it consolidated, and we got back another buy signal right around here. So let's look at how much we did right here. 14%. That's very significant. But the most important fact is we always tell to have stop losses because when you're trading crypto is way more different from trading conventional stocks. Like conventional stocks, this right here is like a percent in like a matter of you're making like a percent in like a day, and there's not enough volatility to actually push the market to like certain highs from here to there, right? So what happens is with crypto, every minute actually counts, and it wouldn't and it's important that you actually have like a support team and a robot with no emotions to actually help you give you signals in the market. So it doesn't matter if you're an experienced trader or a beginner, having having a robot to take away the emotions from actually buying and selling is very important. So, so I want to actually go over briefly how our signals are actually different from technical analysis, and I brought them up here. This is the MACD and Dodge RSI. So this buy signal right here was actually at the bottom, and it's actually way before the crosses of the MACD, and the Dodge RSI wasn't even helpful because check this out. So the stock overbought and it went back down, and everyone it overbought so fast after this point right here, if you noticed, right? So it came back down and overbought from oversold to overbought, and it went right to the middle, and then it rose right back up. This right here wasn't significant enough to give a correct buy signal because it wasn't expecting for something like this. So and the MACD right here, it flutters with divergence, and even though the divergence are somewhat helpful, there so things like this happen. Let me zoom in a little better. So that even if there's divergence, it does not predict uh, a significant consolidation. And 2 bars is very significant. Let's do a little measurement right here. Where is it? Uh, That's 9%. 9% of profits just gone away in just in just 2 bars, which is 2 hours. And let's look at the MACD. There's no significant actually tell signs right here, and the MACD just looks perfectly fine. But the stock RSI actually went back from the top of the overbought right back down, and that right there, right, this cross was perfect for figuring that out, right? If you just trade by hand, but you would expect in the overbought to just go back down, like how you expect it here, because of this entire trend that pushed it down, right? So, how, but it didn't, and it went right up back, and then it overbought again and sold out. So the bot actually it takes in effect that the MACD and Stoch and RSI and a few other indicators, and it takes their numbers and crunches it and uses it as like how do I put it? It's a suggestion, and it takes into effect, right? And it actually predicts the trends before it even happens. So it has actually more than at least like 10 months of data just from Bitcoin and Litecoin and Ethereum and a few other coins, but we've been testing. So what it knows certain trends when it happens. Like it's pretty impressive sometimes. It shocks me. It's like some sell signals. I'm like, ah man, or some buy signals. Like, ah man, I'm not sure because it just looks like it's just gonna keep going down. But this right here was a clear double bottom right here. If you with the fibs almost close touching. But sometimes it gives really interesting buy signals at certain points. You expect it to go even down even more. So like right here again, the MACD right here, you expected it from the overbought to just go right back down. But this is where the indicators are very, very tricky. Like you can't use one or another in a sense. So the MACD was pointing downwards and the Stoch was actually going up. So and then it diverged and you expected it to go back to even more. So then that's like when an average person or beginner or intermediate, you get faked out in these certain signals. So that's why you have robots with like AI, and they know certain things that we don't know. They scan, so the robot actually scans masses of all the masses of the markets, and it conveniently gives you this spy signal on the 1 hour. The 15 would have actually gave you a signal right down here too, because it's such a low low place if this is like a bottom. So it would have predicted here, the 5 would have predicted here. But see, this is where the 5 and 15 would have been different. The 15, it would have actually sold like right here, right? And you would have bought back at, you bought back, like, let's skip this candle because it's the 1 hour. But it would have bought back and then sold again within this entire trend, while the 1 hour for like swing traders and more advanced users would have known, oh, let's just hold on for the 1 hour because we know how it is. If it had given us a sell signal here, we'd have definitely sold. But the 1 hour was very strong with this push, even though the MACD but the RSI was significant. So indicators themselves aren't really helpful when it comes to Bitcoins, because when I first started, I was using RSI for overbought, and even though it was overbought in a sense, like right up here, it would pump and it would never go down. So it made no sense when I started trading. Why doesn't it work? Why don't the indicators work? Because it's such a influx of volume and volatility all at one time. And let's look at some shorts. So this here was like a good consolidation. Let's check this out right now. 5%. That's pretty significant. But you see how it just took all the profits. If you would have just held like that whole strategy, people always mentioned hold, and if you had bought here, if you just did not know about all these other buy signals, or you just noticed Bitcoin was going up, you would have bought in here, right? And just a few hours that what you've been holding, you think it's going to go all the way up, like how everyone on keeps mentioning, oh, it's going to go to the moon, right? But that's not how none of these things work. You can obviously see a good consolid consolidation on these lines. So what really is happening is that whole strategy, this amount of profits you just lost. You were holding it and it just completely disappeared. While the bot would have given you a good buy signal, even though the MACD wasn't giving a signal right here to buy, and the RSI didn't even clear over the 20 period right here. Yeah, and so you would have waited until if you had sold out somewhere up here or panic sell right here, you would have bought back right around here, and then that high that you just bought, you just lost. You just lost all this, and then you would have bought, and then you would have dipped down here, and you would have not known because look at the start chart side. It looks like it's gonna cross. And that type of motion, actually, you lose out on profits, and that's pretty dangerous in certain cases. So, like, how do you know when to buy and how do you want to sell? That's the most important thing in the cryptoverse. And we've taken out that stress and emotion from it, so we know exactly what's going to happen when it's going to happen. So right now, let's do some future predictions on the Bitcoin. And what do you think is going to happen? So if you look right here, it caught itself right here on this previous trend on the 100-day. Close enough. That's close enough. That's a double top, clear. Double bottom, I mean. And clearly it came back up. A lot of sellers pushed it back down. So it converged itself into this channel. So most people see it as like, oh man, this was a clear, another big double bottom. People were like, no one I noticed picked that up, and it looked kind of didn't really look like, but it actually diverged. If you look right here, just whoosh, right on the 100-day. That's perfect. That was a perfect buy signal. That was a really good one. But just for confirmation, the bot waited for on the 1 hour, and it sold off and was perfectly right. Check this out. It told us to buy here. And we did, and even though it was a few red candles, it told us to hold, even though and it was uptrend, and we sold right around here, and we bought back right here. So this was a good set of profit taken right here, and a good consolidation, very healthy one actually. But this is what concerns me. This right here. On the long-term trends, the not the 1 hour, but like further on, most of my signals are actually divergence, and they're coming back down. So I actually have a few support lines where I'm looking at to buy, but I know for a fact the bot is obviously going to have us covered. So let's go back and right here. So this right here on the 10,100 and 71 right here. That's a very significant Ichimaro support. And then right around here, what's that? 9,433. These are extremes actually. So if it actually comes down here and catches support, that'd be a very good significance for it to go back up. But if it breaks, it's a clear cut to the downside, and if that happens, I have a it could carry itself to down here, somewhere in this area where this line of support is. Um, it's because if you look at it, Bitcoin on this run, even on the 4 hour, there hasn't been much significant consolidation on the 4 hour. There's a few bars, but that's not a clear enough cut. This is a clean trend upwards. So let's just do that right here. This right here was a super clean trend right here. But you get 1, 2, could have been 3, but let's not. So 1, 2 lines of to confirm the trend. That's and 3. But if you see, there's a lot of buyers right around this point. So let's see if the bulls take it, and if it's it could be a significant bull trap and it might push us up to a double top, and we might see that, and it might come all the way down with a hard selling. So it's significant in a sense to wait it out. And currently, I'm waiting for the bot to send a very good signal for buying. But even with a cool thing about the bot, like on the 5 minute and the 15, even in the bear trend, that's the best part. Even in the bear trend, so 15 minutes. Let's go here. I didn't label the 15 minutes because it would have been too much lines. But even in the 15 minutes, it will give good buy signals with very good support. It finds the support lines and it will point it out, and it will tell you on the 15 minute it's a good buy signal. But the 5 minute is just there for an appeasement factor. The 5 minute buy is just there for hey, this is an alert and get ready to buy. Right? Some people you can buy in the 5 minute and sell off again on the 5 minute, but once that's like buying on the 1 minute. Nobody buys on the 1 minute. That's not healthy. You get that's very stressful because you just buying and selling and losing profits in the way. So the 15 minute and the 1 hour, it's the best selective, but the 5 minutes very good for profit take at certain cases. Like so even in a downtrend, it finds lows. Like these are the 1 hour, remember. So it's significant that it finds buy points and sell points in between. Even on the bear trend, it will find this, and it'll tell you to sell right here, and then you buy back here, and you could trade all this, even though it's like micro profits. You would say if you follow the trend, it's good enough. But if you just want to take the stress out of it, the 1 hour buy and sell and collect profits and just wait for it to go all the way back down and buy again. So right now we're just waiting for it to give a good buy signal, and we buy it up and then we sell wherever it should be. So yeah, so I could go on for days about talking about technical analysis and all these cool things and indicators, but I'll leave that for future videos. And if you have any ideas for like technical analysis or anything, just leave it in the comments below. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it here because before the video runs on the first video. And just want to say thanks for watching. If you want, just follow. We made a new Telegraph group. It's in the link below, and you can contact me in the group. It's Hawkeyes on the Telegraph group. And if you need any help, just let us know in the comments, and I'll be posting more videos every day. So if you do subscribe, just leave on notifications because we're gonna give you as much potent information for free as possible. So yeah, that's that. It was Hawkeye signing out.